What's going on? It's Gan and Mo. So, student loan debt forgiveness and the student loan debt crisis is all the rage in today's climate. So you know this healthcare finance channel had to break it down.
$1.56 trillion. That's trillion with a T. That is what the current student loan debt crisis is standing at for the year of 2020. The latest statistics on student loan debt for the year of 2020 show how serious this crisis really is. As of the year 2020, there are 44.7 million student loan borrowers, with an average balance of $32,700. Now, those are some very scary numbers that have to be addressed relatively soon.
Student loan debt is now the second highest consumer debt category in our country, trailing just behind mortgage debt. To put this into perspective, the class of 2018 had an average student loan debt of about $29,000, a 2% increase from the class of 2017. And about 28% of student loan borrowers are either in delinquency or in default on their student loans.
The average monthly student loan payment is approximately $400. Now, it's no surprise that the most densely populated states account for the highest student loan debt burden. Now, states like California, Texas, Florida, and New York account for 25% of the total U.S. borrowers, and their total debt burden is approximately $420 billion. So with November 3rd fast approaching, that's election day by the way, it's going to be very interesting to watch what corrective steps are going to be taken to help solve this trillion-dollar problem that America got itself into.
Well, for starters, former mayor of New York City, Michael Bloomberg, recently announced that he will donate $100 million to 4 of the nation's historically black medical colleges, helping about 800 medical school students lower their student loan debt. Job well done, Mr. Bloomberg. These 4 colleges include Morehouse College of Medicine in Atlanta, Georgia, Howard University College of Medicine in Washington, D.C., Meharry Medical College in Nashville, Tennessee, and Charles R. Drew University College of Medicine and Science in Los Angeles, California. Remember, as a former presidential candidate, Mr. Bloomberg supported multiple initiatives to help lower student loan debt, ranging from tuition-free colleges to no student loan debt for multiple borrowers, and even helping improve the income-driven repayment program.
Well, in regards to student loan debt relief, unfortunately, Mr. Bloomberg is no longer running for that presidential seat. So the question is, what does Donald Trump and Joe Biden have planned to correct this debt crisis? The Democratic candidate, Joe Biden, is promising to forgive some of that student loan debt and is promising to slash some of the monthly payments and is allowing some borrowers to walk away from their debt in case of bankruptcy. As a matter of fact, a new ruling by the U.S. Appeals Court just affirmed the cancellation of $200,000 worth of private student loans for a borrower.
In McDaniel v. Navient, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit affirmed a lower bankruptcy determination that a borrower's private student loan debt can be discharged in bankruptcy. Now, student loan debt is treated differently than any other consumer debt, including credit card debt and medical bills, because you must prove undue hardship in order to get your student loan debt discharged while in bankruptcy. So yes, you have to file for bankruptcy first. And many of these restrictions only apply to federal student loan debt. However, in 2005, the rules were expanded to private student loan debt. Overall, the ruling rejected student loan servicer Navinet's claim that the $200,000 worth of private student loan debt owed by the McDaniel couple, a Colorado-based couple, was non-dischargeable under bankruptcy law. And just like that, the $200,000 was discharged.
Biden has promised to forgive $10,000 worth of student loan debt for all borrowers. That's going to be a significant relief for most individuals. In addition, he said he would forgive undergraduate federal student loans at public universities and colleges if the individual earns less than $125,000 a year. To put things into perspective, in the first quarter of 2019, over 6% of all student loan borrowers have $100,000 in student loan debt. That is up 5.4% compared to 2017.
Biden discussed extending student loan relief to those enrolled in the IDR plan, by making monthly payments more affordable by capping them and slashing student loan bills in half to make debt forgiveness tax-free after 20 years. His plan would eventually solve about 1/3 of the outstanding student loan debt in our country. Currently, student loan borrowers are holding on to a 0% interest on their federal student loans until December 31st, 2020, via a memorandum that the president signed just a couple weeks ago. However, President Trump's direction to solve the student loan debt crisis goes into a different direction.
Trump proposed combining all income-driven repayment plan into one consolidated plan. That plan would increase the maximum payment terms for graduate students from 25 to 30 years and decrease undergraduate student loan payments from 20 to 15 years. Borrowers would pay 12.5% of their discretionary income as opposed to the current 10%. President Trump proposed ending the public service loan forgiveness and having all those borrowers rolled into the consolidated income-driven repayment plan, and forgiving the remaining student loan balance after 15 years of payment, with the existing balance actually triggering a taxable event, unlike the current public service loan forgiveness.
Ending subsidized loans, which are provided to students who demonstrate financial hardships and those loans do not accrue any interest while in school, those students can only be considered for unsubsidized loans, which begin accruing interest the minute they're dispersed. Although there are no talks concerning student loan debt cancellation from the Trump administration, with just a couple months left until Election Day, things may change.
November 3rd is fast approaching. As such, different promises and different proposals will change on the daily. What a year 2020 has turned out to be. However, hopefully towards the end of this year, student loan borrowers will get some much needed relief.
And remember, we're here to keep you updated on all the newest information regarding your student loans. Just gingerly tap that like button, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.